Welcome to Aptitude for Placements, and my name is Ranjit. I have conducted this aptitude training program at various engineering colleges all over India, and every year thousands of students get placed by attending this aptitude training program. Here you will find all the questions that are commonly encountered in most of the aptitude tests. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of these tests. So just familiarize yourself with all these questions and you will have a clear advantage when you attempt your actual placement test. Let's start. In a 1 kilometer race, A beats B by 40 meters or 5 seconds. Here it is mentioned A beats B by 40 meters, which means that when A completes the race, B will be 40 meters behind. That is why we say A beats B by 40 meters. Now also it is mentioned that A beats B by 5 seconds. A beats B by 5 seconds means after A has completed the race, B requires another 5 more seconds. So when A completes the race, B will be 40 meters behind. And to do those 40 meters, B requires 5 seconds. So we'll just calculate the speed of B. Now to do those 40, B requires 5 seconds. So speed of B is distance is 40 by time is 5 seconds. So you will get it as 8 meters per second. That is the speed of B. Next we will calculate the total time required by B to do the full race. That is the 1 kilometer race. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So distance is 1 kilometer or 1000 meters. Distance by speed gives you time. So that you will get it as 125 seconds. That is the time required by B. Now the question is find the time required by A to complete the race. Now time required by B is 125 seconds and A requires 5 seconds less. So time required by A will be 5 seconds less than 125. You will get it as 120 seconds. So time required by A is 120 seconds, option B. In a 300 meter race, A beats B by 15 meters or 5 seconds. Now, so it's a 300 meter race and A beats B by 15 meters. A beats B by 15 meters means when A does the full 300 meters, B will be 15 meters behind. That is why we say A beats B by 15 meters. Also it is mentioned A beats B by 5 seconds. Which means that after A has completed the race, B requires another 5 more seconds. So when A completes the race, B will be 15 meters behind. And to do those 15 meters, B requires 5 seconds. So first we will calculate the speed of B. So to do that last 15 meters, B requires 5 seconds. So distance is 15 by time is 5. So you will get it as 3 meters per second. That is the speed of B. Next we will calculate the time required by B to do the full 300 meters. Distance is 300 by B speed is 3. So that you will get it as 100 seconds. That is the time required by B. Next we will calculate the time required by A. Question is find the time required by A. Now A requires 5 seconds less. A beats B by 5 seconds means B requires 5 seconds more. Or A requires 5 seconds less. 5 seconds less than 100 is 95 seconds. So time required by A will be 95 seconds. That is option C. In a 100 meter race, A can beat B by 25 meters. So we'll just represent that data. Now A and B are running a race. In the time that A does the full 100 meters, B will be able to do only 75 meters. B will be 25 meters behind. That is why we say A can beat B by 25 meters or B will do only 75 meters. And B can beat C by 4 meters. Now it is a 100 meter race. So in the time that B does the full 100 meters, In that much time, C will do only 96 meters. C will be 4 meters behind. That is why we say B can beat C by 4 meters. And also it is a 100-meter race. So when B does the full 100 meters, C will do only 96 meters. Now the question is, in the same race, A will beat C by how much distance? That is, what we need to find out is, when A does 100 meters, what is the distance traveled by C? That is what we need to find out. Now when A does 100 meters, we can see that B will do 75 meters. So we'll just find out the distance traveled by C when B does 75 meters. We'll just write down this equation here once again. When B does 100 meters, C will do 96 meters. Now we need to find out the distance traveled by C when B does 75 meters. So we'll divide both numerator and denominator by 4. 100 by 4 gives you 25 and 96 by 4 gives you 24. Now we'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. If you multiply by 3, 25 into 3 gives you 75. And 24 into 3 gives you 72. So when B does 75 meters, C will do only 72 meters. So from this we know, when A does 100 meters, B will do 75. And when B does 75, in that much time, C will do 72. So we can also say, when A does 100 meters, in that much time, C will do only 72 meters. So C will be 28 meters behind. That is 100 minus 72, C will be 28 meters behind. So when A does 100 meters, C will do only 72, or A will beat C by 28 meters. 28 meters, option C. In a 100-meter race, A can beat B by 20 meters. So we'll just represent that data here. In a 100-meter race, A can beat B by 20 meters. So when A does the full 100 meters, in that much time, B will be 20 meters behind. That is, B will do only 80 meters. That is why we say A can beat B by 20 meters. The other information given is, B can beat C by 40 meters. It's a 100-meter race. So when B and C are running, when B does the full 100 meters, in that much time, C will be 40 meters behind. So C will be able to do only 60. That is why we can say that B can beat C by 40 meters. C will be 40 meters behind. Now the question is, in the same race, A will beat C by how much distance? So what we need to find out is, when A does the full 100 meters, what will be the distance traveled by C? Then we can find out A will beat C by how much distance. Now we know that when A does 100 meters, B will do 80 meters. So we just need to find out the distance traveled by C when B does 80 meters. Now we can calculate from this ratio. Here both numerator and denominator, I'll just divide by 5. If you divide by 5, 100 by 5, you will get it as 20, and 60 by 5, you will get it as 12. Now we need to find out the distance traveled by C when B does 80 meters. If you multiply both numerator and denominator by 4, 20 into 4, you will get it as 80, and 12 into 4, you will get it as 48. So basically we can say that when B does 80 meters, C will do only 48 meters. So when A does 100 meters, in that much time, B will do 80 meters. And when B does 80 meters, in that much time, C will do only 48 meters. So when A does 100 meters, C will do only 48, or C will be 52 meters behind. So in the same race, A will beat C by how much distance? That will be 52 meters, option B. In a 100-meter race, A can beat B by 20 meters. We'll just represent that data here. So if you compare A and B, when A does 100 meters, B will be 20 meters behind, or B will do only 80 meters. So this is one information. And B can beat C by 20 meters. So if you compare B and C, it's a 100-meter race. When B does the full 100 meters, C will be 20 meters behind. C will do only 80 meters. Now the question is, in the same race, A will beat C by how much distance? That is, when A does 100 meters, what will be the distance traveled by C? Now, when A does 100 meters, we know B will do 80 meters. So, basically what we need to find out is, when B does 80 meters, what will be the distance traveled by C? Then we can find the final answer. So, we just need to find out the distance traveled by C when B does 80 meters. When B does 100, C will do 80. Now, both numerator and denominator, I'll just divide by 5. If you divide by 5, 100 by 5 gives you 20 and 80 by 5 gives you 16. So, when B does 20, C will do 16. Now, we need to find out the distance traveled by C when B does 80 meters. So, we'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So, 20 into 4 gives you 80. So, when B does 80, C will do 16 into 4. 16 into 4 is 64. So, when B does 80 meters, in that much time, C will do 64 meters. So, when A does 100, in that much time, B will do 80 and C will do 64. So, when A does 100 meters, C will do only 64, or C will be 36 meters behind. So, the question is, in the same race, A will beat C by how much distance? A will beat C by 36 meters, because C will be 36 meters behind. So, option B, 36. Let me briefly explain how to prepare for your aptitude test. First of all, you need to familiarize yourself with all the questions that have been worked out here. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of the aptitude tests. After that, you need to attempt practice tests. According to me, you need to attempt at least 10 practice tests before your actual placement test. Here, I will be giving you 10 practice tests, and these practice tests will be ideal for you to improve your test scores. The 10 practice tests are available at a cost of only Rs 200. So, all that you need to do is make a payment of Rs 200, either through Google Pay or through Phone Pay or through Paytm, and you will receive the 10 practice tests. The details of the payment comes next.